though I live over on this part of town, I don't get to fish West Bay much. I just spend most of my time in East Bay and Crooked Island. So when Nathan and I decided to go fishing last night, we decided, hey, let's try West Bay. We had no plan. We haven't been here for a while. So we just looked at the conditions. We know the water's warming up in the bay. We know the fish have been packed back in that hot water canal. So we thought, you know what, could be a good time to intercept them as they're making their way out of that hot water canal into the main bay, and boy, were we right. So Nathan, last time we went fishing, what, 2 weeks ago, or is that 3 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
So what has anything changed since then, in your opinion?
Lots of fresh water. Lots and lots of fresh water. It rained, you know, we didn't really get like a heavy rain, but it was, you know, we just had constant rain for a couple of days. And
plus I mean, with these warmer temperatures, have you been seeing these fish moving out of the creeks and bayous and more into the main bay?
You know, the trout, I've seen the trout are kind of scattered out. Like it's been back and forth. You know, we have 2 or 3 days that are really nice, warm, 70 degrees, and then we get a couple of days that are back down into, you know, high in the low 50s. And
the bait hasn't really organized yet, so that's not.
Nah, we had one about 3 weeks ago. We had one big wad of Elwise that moved up in the bay, and they were there for 3 or 4 days eating some fresh hatch, and after that they were gone. And I hadn't really seen too many pinfish or anything else moving out yet, so we still got a little while. Water's still cool in a lot of places.
I think the most solid migration is the spring breakers.
They're coming straight to us. You see that hump coming right at us?
I can't really see them, but I see what you're saying now.
10 feet in front of the boat, 15 feet in front of the boat. Just a real subtle little wave coming straight toward the boat.
Ah, there you go.
That's all right, that'll be a good...
That's a better fish.
Piece of audio.
Whee! We have sat in this spot now for 40 minutes and have not moved, and just had school after school of redfish, black drum, circling the boat, staying super quiet.
Yep, just playing the stealth approach.
Nate Dogg on the polling platform. Another nice little redfish. It's not going to win a tournament, but it's fun to catch. Nathan, I think it's your turn soon.
Oh, I'm good, man. You have at it.
Cool. All right, bud. Thank you.
Sunjammers and Hobie Kayaks provide the ultimate lightweight fishing platforms that will offer anyone what they need when it comes time to hit the water. Hobie Kayaks' commitment to innovation, quality, and owner satisfaction is unparalleled in the industry, and the service and selection provided by Sunjammers Watersports is top-notch. So when it's time for you to go kayak fishing, there's only 2 names you need to remember: Sunjammers Watersports and Hobie Kayaks. Sunjammers Watersports is located on the west end of Panama City Beach and online at sunjammers.com.
The key right now is these fish are going to be really shallow, so you're going to want to creep up on them really quietly. You know, minimize the amount of walking around on the deck and those types of things. Once you get on a school and you start catching a couple of fish off of them, the key to being able to continue to catch these fish is to not pressure them too much. You don't want to try to, you know, keep up with them with the boat. Once you get, you know, a couple of them hooked up, you get your fish to the boat, go ahead and just give it a few minutes and let those fish settle back down and come back in your direction instead of trying to chase them down the flat, because all you're going to do is push them off. Got 'em.
Watch your line, bro. Going over.
Drop your pole down. Go down. Okay.
Got it. All right. Well, it seems that guide who cut us off went past the fish, so everything's working out.
That's a black drum.
Yeah, that's a big school black drum out
That's
there.
what it is, yep.
We were wondering, we were throwing a lot of stuff at this school. We didn't know if it was mullet. It was a little humping up, a little too big to be mullet after a while, but it turns out now it's school black drum. There, buddy. That's all right.
He'll make the box.
It's always an added bonus.
That's right.
Little West Bay black drum. It's DOA baits catch anything up here. The new Bay County Outdoors jigs. Available right now in Sunjammers. And like always, we use our DOA simple redfish setup.
Okay.
Hey, stay tuned to Bay County Outdoors. Nathan and I are going to keep catching these redfish while you all watch commercials. We'll be back.
The Captain Anderson makes fishing a breeze. There's a galley on board, and your comfortable trip is all-inclusive. Rod, reel, tackle, bait, and your fishing license. The traditional all-day trip from 7 to 5 p.m. Come aboard the Captain Anderson for a relaxing day of bottom fishing. There's plenty of room, so bring the whole family. It's a whopping big adventure, and that's no fishtail. The Captain Anderson is located at Captain Anderson's Marina, where the fish are always biting and the kids are always smiling. Please call for cruise schedules.
Tell you, it's great, this Action Craft 18-foot boat. We're in about 6 inches of water.
Yeah, I mean, there's hardly anything. This is a great boat for this type of fishing.
Oh, and the comfort, I mean, the size, we're not constrained to a little technical skiff, but we're still able to fish the same water. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, we can fish 6 inches deep sand flats, or you can run 10 miles out the pass, 15 miles out the pass, and go catch cobia and tarpon off of it. I mean, it's about as versatile a size and make a boat as you can get. Got it.
Yeah, buddy.
Another black one?
That's a redfish. No, it's another black drum. Yep. This guy show you a need for a good sharp hook. Oh, another West Bay drum. All right, we could do this all day. One of the most important tips when you find a nice school of fish, right now Nathan and I are on a really big school of black drum, is not to pressure them. Let the school calm down. They settle back in. You know, it may take 2, it may take 5 minutes, it may take 10 minutes, but then the school settle back in and you go pick a fish, fight the fish, come back, settle in again. We have a power pole on this boat, so
straight off the bow coming to you.
You know, we can let the fish calm down, have a drink of water, but don't pressure them. I think too many people find a school of fish and they keep pushing and pushing and pushing that school. Next thing you know, they scatter and you've only been able to get 1 or 2 fish when, you know, we could probably sit on this school for the next hour and, you know, hopefully pick up to 10 fish, maybe more. So that is your Bay County Outdoors tip of the week.
You get bit?
Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble.
For everything you need on or off the water, visit the Panama City and St. Andrews Marinas. Both locations provide you with easy access boat slips, ramps, fuel, bait, and tackle. Come visit our ship stores and see our unique nautical gifts and clothing, or just relax with a cool drink and grab a snack while watching the boats come in.
Don't forget that Mariner on your shopping list. Come by and see our unique nautical gifts, cards, and clothing at the ship store at Panama City or St. Andrews Marina.
Panama City and St. Andrews Marinas, everything you remember and so much more.
Thank you for coming to this week's Shop Talk. This is a new segment where we get with men and women who work in the outdoor industry in Bay County, and we talk about different topics that can help you guys, but also help the recreational boater or the novice fisherman. I had a unique encounter on West Bay, and it got me thinking, you know, there's more and more flats fishermen in West Bay and East Bay and Crooked Island. Etiquette. What is proper etiquette on the flats? One of the things Bay County is really important when you're on the water, especially flats fishing, is have some respect for your fellow anglers. You know, we came out to this spot, we let it settle down, we saw fish pushing, came off them a little bit, let them settle back in, and we're working this flat, and unfortunately now this guide cut right in front of us came on pad up onto our flat, and now it's pushed in front of us and kind of pushed the fish off our flat. So have some respect. If someone's in your spot, you got there before you got to respect that. There's a lot of water out here, move on, enjoy the day, but you know, this is one of the prime examples of how we all need to work together on the water. I hope they catch something. There's a bunch of fish back there.
Touchy subject too, a lot of times.
Yeah, I don't think it matters whether you're a guide, you know, out with a paying charter, or just a weekend fisherman that's just out there with the family or by yourself with some buddies just want to have a good time. You know, for people to run up and, you know, kind of take over an area that you're already in, I mean, it pretty much ruins it for everybody. So
yeah, I think it's a matter of just respect for each other too. You know, it's like the old golden rule. Would you want somebody to encroach on you while you're fishing? How you're going to encroach on someone else? So I think if you looked at it, you know, look at the boat that is on a flat that you're approaching, and you say, if that was me on that flat, would I want, you know, someone to approach me in the same manner? Right.
So let's go through a scenario. I'm coming into a bayou. Okay. And it's an open bayou. I mean, there's no one in there but one boat. I want to fish the north side of the bayou, but someone's on that side. How do I, as a recreational angler, how do I approach that situation? What in the collective mind is the appropriate?
A lot of times what I do is I back up, just like Justin's saying. I want to treat this guy just the way I want to be treated, and I've got 4, 6, even 8 hours. What's to say I can't come back later and fish it at a different time, have it to myself? And most of these bayous have very narrow openings to come in and out, especially if you were on your outboard. It's just going to mess it up for the other guy. I go to plan B.
I think we can play out a lot of these situations too, and you can get really close to going, I think we can make it work. I think I know which way that guy's working the bank. But I think a lot of times we don't err on the side of caution. Yeah. Let's back off a little bit. If you really have to think through the scenario about is that guy going this way because maybe he's already fished this part, so you're trying to do the right thing. You're trying to tuck in behind him, you know, and let him have the water in front of him. But I think if you really got to think real hard about it, probably should.
Go to plan B.
Yeah, just go to plan B. Like
go to plan B. If I see a boat coming anywhere near me and I'm already on a dedicated bank, I'll usually try to turn my boat in the direction that I'm fishing, and and even move that way. And most of the guys who are doing it from a commercial standpoint, they recognize, hey, he's working that bank, and they'll give you room. I think the general angler that's just out there on the weekend, they may not know, but that's where stuff like this is going to educate them.
One thing you can always do is maybe not start exactly where you want it to. Go, if it's a narrow section of the bay, go across, try another area, keep an eye on that other angler. He might pick up and move in 5 minutes, and you totally eliminate the opportunity to ever have a issue.
Justin, you talked before about trying to make the right decision. How would you, or what would you expect from an angler approaching you to verbally reach out and see if
I would say when you're the boat coming into that situation, to me, you don't approach ever unless you're invited over.
Right.
As a matter of fact, if I saw you over there, I might really want to go over there when I see the boat.
You're going to want to go over there.
I want to go over there. But I'm not going to get close enough where I can yell, hey, can I get in on the action? No. Now, when I come, if I'm poling up there and I see y'all doubled up and everything's great, and y'all turn around and, especially when it's a friend or whatever, you say, hey, come get in on them.
Right.
That's fine. But to me, only if you're invited over do you just show up to the party.
And I think another thing that kind of dovetails into this is motoring in, churning up the bottom, dredging through the grass beds The whole idea of what we call burning flats, getting your outboard, get it trimmed up, because people say, well, my boat runs shallow. That's what it's designed to do. Your boat is designed to run shallow to get in specific areas, but not to necessarily run the flats. Take the time, shut down, go in with your trolling motor or your push pole, and just think about how you would want somebody coming in and out of an area right in front of you.
Yeah. So what about when you're fishing, especially bait fishing late summer, you're fishing more, I say offshore, but more mid-bay stuff that out there, and you're on anchor. I mean, is that the same thing, or is that now more of a community hole? Or are there community
It all varies on the area.
I'd say there are community holes.
There certainly are.
Around the pass, there's certainly going to be a lot of traffic.
Hot water canal.
That's right. There's going to be a lot of traffic in those areas, but I think you still use common courtesy. I think no matter where you're at of the situation you're in, you look at the boat that you're approaching, and you go, if I was that boat, would I worry about this guy coming in? And if you would, then you ought to back off a little bit out there.
Right. So last thing, we're going to do a round robin thing for you three guys. The one tip for a new boater coming to West Bay, wanting to fish for redfish, what's your advice on etiquette? We
have a fantastic fishery here. Using these techniques and kind of these principles we've talked about hopefully will ensure that we continue to have the good shallow water fishing. Studying the water and the fish and learning their environment and how to get in and out of those areas than you will running around, and it's a whole lot safer. You're going to get a lot more respect and waves doing it that way than trying to run around, look for other anglers, look for guides that are fishing and trying to cut them off and go in front of them and say this must be a good spot. That's just not the way you do it, and that's common sense.
If you see somebody, just give them a wide berth unless you're waved over. And it's common courtesy, and hopefully at some point in time when you're sitting on that perfect spot or a bank that you've scouted out and that you found fish on, hopefully that will be returned to you. That somebody will see you, give you plenty of room, wait for you to wave them over, or just go on about your business, go to plan B, C, or D.
Justin, what's your parting words for everybody?
I would say patience would be a big help to a new angler, and would also help with etiquette. I think people will pull into an area in West Bay or whatever bay it may be, may approach a flat, look around a little, not see any fish, and kind of just exit off, and then they just spend too much time on the outboard. Run to the next flat, see them guys, maybe they're on fish. I think if people slow down a little bit, get on a flat, most every flat in our bay at some point is going to hold fish.
Absolutely.
And I think people don't give them the opportunity to show them those fish. So I think if people could back off, be patient, and really spend some time in a small area rather than trying to cover the whole bay, just spend some time in that area, become more familiar with that flat, and you'll kind of learn how each one has its own character. Some flats will get fish on them earlier, and then some of them need the water to come up a little higher, get a little more tide on that flat for the fish to come up on it.
Guys, this is a great talk. I think it's a worthwhile topic.
Certainly.
For anybody watching, if they would like information on any of the guides here today, the URLs will be at the end of the show, and you could also go to the inshore section of BayCountyOutdoors.com. Guys, thanks again, and hope for a good fishing season.
Enjoyed it.
All right, thanks.
Well, it seems that guide who cut us off went past the fish, so everything's working out.
Panama City living is simply better without glasses. The Eye Center of North Florida offers the most advanced surgeries, including lifestyle lens implants for cataract patients and custom view blade-free LASIK. Both procedures leave you with clear vision, and in most cases, glasses-free. The Eye Center of North Florida.
9 doctors, 1 vision, yours.
When you only have one shot, one chance, there are only 2 names to remember: Browning and C&G Sporting Goods. C&G carries the full line of Browning rifles, shotguns, handguns, knives, and clothing. Like the Browning X-Boat, every component of the Browning X-Boat works together to deliver the most critical feature: total accuracy. Visit C&G Sporting Goods today, because you don't want to miss that one shot.
Hey, I'm Justin Leet with PanamaCityInshore.com, and I'm going to show y'all a few knots today. people are familiar with the uni-to-uni knot for connecting braided line to a mono or fluorocarbon leader. I found a knot though, it's my own modification to the uni-to-uni for braided line to a mono or fluorocarbon leader when you have large diameter differences. For example, I know a lot of people are starting to use braided line when we're reef fishing or mackerel fishing or you know, targeting larger species where we use heavier leader. And let's say, for example, if you're using a 30-pound braided line and a 60 or 80-pound fluorocarbon leader, it's really hard to get the fluorocarbon, which is stiffer than mono, to pull down. And so what I've done is I've started, you know, I still use the uni knot on the braided end, and I usually use 6 to 8 wraps. There you go, there's 7. Which is funny because I stopped talking because I actually count while I'm wrapping. So then I'm going to pull down my braided line and still used a uni knot, but rather than using a uni knot on my mono or fluorocarbon side, which I would make a loop, I actually use a nail knot, and the method I use is the tip of my finger right here. Here's my uni knot, and I'm actually going to just hold my finger here, and I'm going to actually wrap the fluorocarbon leader around my finger. Now I usually only go 3 or 4 wraps with the nail knot, and after I wrap it around my finger, I'm actually going to take this and slide it under these 3 wraps or 4 wraps that I made over my finger. And you go, well, it looks pretty similar to a uni on this side. The only difference is once you wet it and pull it down, it's actually going to cinch down nice and neat and streamlined. And I've actually tested the two against each other. And the uni on the braid and the nail knot on the heavy fluorocarbon leader, it pulls down nice and neat, and it's also a lot stronger.
I'm coming.
Boat. Let us go. That was my first big red on top water. That was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
You want me to bring him out?
Yep.
Oh, it's not easy, Cheryl. Oh, here we go. Oop. There we go. Just gorgeous. Oh, come on. Come on. Uh-oh, I hear crashing up there. Sounds like more of them are feeding.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been an interesting trip, Cheryl. I wouldn't want to do this every day.
Yes, you would.
I'm too tired for this. I'm too old
No,
for this.
you are not. Beautiful red.
I would go out and catch your trout every day. It's sure nice to have all the different venues you have here to choose from. You could choose a new spot around here and go somewhere new every day of the month.
He's not a huge one, but he's a star. He hit that live target little mullet. It's a 2-piece bait that runs just under the surface.
Nice.
Beautiful fish.
Absolutely.
I am gonna set him free with the torpedo drop. Sorry if I wet your camera. Woohoo! That's it. That's what they're hitting on. Just cast it out and slowly crank it, and it's just going like out in the current. They're coming up and smashing it.
Excellent. Thank you.
Go get him, Cheryl.
All right, I'll go get him. Oh, he's awesome. This is it. Woohoo!
Got him.
Look at that. Is that crazy or what?
That's it right there.
That is it right there. Oh my gosh. I'll let him go. Y'all through with him?
Yep.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeffrey. I'm totally slimed.
Good.
Man. Should I swim him around for a little bit?
Nah, they're hardy. You can just hold him by the tail until he kicks off a couple times. Just grab him by the tail, and then let his face down in the water, and he'll start kicking. Oh, that's a big old female there. You got some eggs.
I'm gonna try to lift this thing up. That's a huge red on top water.
They'll make a man out of you.
Oh, look
All
at that thing.
That's sweet.
Oh my gosh.
Good job.
Great color. Nice, yeah. Beautiful fish, huh?
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm just saying it took a shrimp on top. Plastic shrimp. Yeah, both fish I hooked in the last 10 minutes. I didn't see any busts. I just blind cast in the shadow line. Snook style, you know?
Beautiful.
Hammered it. All right.
Very cool. Awesome.
Go to the boat and just, I'll get a little revival here. Okay. I'm gonna push off a little bit on you.
Okay.
Hold on to her. She's ready to go. She's already pulling on me. Oh, look at that fish. And they are so sturdy, aren't they?
They are.
I'm gonna give another minute. They're pretty coppery up here. Gosh, swam out of my hand.
Good job.
Thank you.
Whew. A beautiful, this is Gasper Goo Bridge down here outside of Port St. Joe. And beautiful redfish on, I sent my friend Cheryl Little to the store and got me a chug of bug. And they're slapping stuff under the bridge through up in there. And it nailed it. So now we're gonna let this guy go. Get on his way. Breathe him a little bit. They're so pretty. So pretty. There he goes.
Hey everybody, it's Brad Stevens coming to you with this week's Bay County Outdoor Fishing Report. Your most consistent bite has definitely been the bull reds on the west end of Panama City Beach and both piers. Frozen sand fleas or some live ones if you get lucky and find some, and also live or fresh frozen shrimp are working good. Throw it out there, put something on the bottom, a big jig head or some surf rigs. Sliding inshore, the trout and redfish are starting to move around. This is the time of year your kayak fishing and stand-up paddleboard fishing really excels because you get that really skinny water. If you have any questions about surf fishing, Bay County Outdoors' very own Weston Steve now works at Sunjammers Water Sports. Swing by, say hi, get your picture taken with a bearded man, and he'll be sure to answer any of your questions. And Sunjammers Water Sports is a proud sponsor of Bay County Outdoors. For your latest fishing report, go to baycountyoutdoors.com and be sure to give us a like on Facebook.